I'm Colin Scott, the chair of Positive Images Festival, and it's the Positive Images Peace Festival poetry competition that obviously you've either entered or just come along today to hear what happens. Just to explain, we've got two sets of reading times. So one should be going starting now till about 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock we have an author with us, local author with us, Amanda Melbourne there, who's going to be talking about her book. I think she brought a few along to sell if everybody's really finds it really exciting. We're then going to have a half-hour break when we'll have free food and refreshments outside. So I've got sandwiches, samosas, fruit, everything I could carry, or the car could carry. So what we're going to do, I've got on my left, no, I haven't got all of them on my left. I've got, oh, she's down in the corner. Emily Lauren Jones, some people might know, a local poet. Martin Brown, another local poet sitting on the end there. And Kate Hills, who nobody knows unless they live in the Hillfields. That's not true. She's well known across. On my right, we've got a couple of people who are part of the Hillfields Readers Group, but they do other things as well. And they brought along some second-hand books. And what else have you got there, John? Jewellery and watches. Yeah. Trinkets. A bit like Fagin's Cave, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And once we start the second half, and we'll do some more poetry readings, or the panel will read on behalf of people who are not here, who wanted their poem read. We will then go into the awards at 3:30. So people who come along will find out whether they've been successful this year. And one thing I ought to say, on the table there should be 1 or 2 books from the last couple of years. So we will turn all the poems, everybody's poems, into a book beginning of the new year. And obviously people are very welcome to have copies for free. We'll kick off proper now. I say we expect more people to be joining us as we go along. Right, am I handing over to Emily? Who am I handing over to? To Martin. Okay.
A safe place is wherever you want it to be. It won't always be a pretty old bench under a tree, by a river, in a park and all of that stuff. It won't be a bedroom all cosy and bright, with a door you can lock to keep everything out that doesn't feel right. But you will find one. You choose. Break through the rubble and rocks others placed in your mind. It's about your world, your place, your time. That's what matters to you and me. Your own safe space can set you free, giving you space to see who you really want to be. In a city where people are busy with everyday lives and you're invisible most of the time. You can't see into their broken minds, but everyone hurts just like you. Life isn't easy. That's not hard to work out, but no one can see the thoughts and emotions swirling round in your mind. Only you know they're there. But never let life pass you by and deny who you are and what you could be. You choose. Maybe not every day. Just living your life gets in the way, and it's no lie. You might bleed as you struggle to calm your mind, so take help when it's offered and rebuild your strength. Remember, the world can be kind. First impressions aren't the best when you land in a new place. You need to breathe, slow down, set the pace, see how things tick, adjust your clock under cover, the local rhythm and rhyme. No place is perfect. There's no sudden sign directing you through dirt and grime. And if your only safe place is deep in your heart and inside your head, no one will mind. Just give yourself time. Let your safe place keep you in line. And as long as you heal, you'll be fine. Help yourself and set yourself free. Live your life and help others to be themselves, love themselves, open up hearts. The city of peace is a good place to start. It's seen it all. Don't build a wall you can't climb. You might stay, you might go. Right now you don't really know, but your safe space can be anywhere you choose. Okay, so next up, can we welcome up Sarah Levesley, please? And you're going to do circles and sandcastles for us?
Circles and sandcastles. My son draws a circle around us with a stick and starts to build. I help him dig. Bucket after bucket of sand patted smooth. He won't give up. We must decorate with shells, Makeshift his stick and scrap paper into a flag, turn his scratched line in the sand to a moat, then fill it with water. The silver circle around us glistens like his eyes, bright with sunshine, excitement, then tiredness. The day is long and hot. My back aches from bending over, and his castle's no match for the nearing tide and careless feet. I'm glad when he falls asleep and I can cradle him to the car before the first turret falls, and his trench of play defence gives way to the encroaching waves. As I walk, his body encircled by my arms, he casts another moat around us, invisible, but deep, sparkling, and completely indestructible.
They point the way to safer waters in the harboured river mouth. It's good to talk, they will say to those lost. For them, a safe place is paramount, the finger of their guidance extending sometimes in times with the waves of emotion that washes over them as they try to work out what is affecting them, battering their charges. The fishermen in their vessels longing for home comforts after days against the elements. The safety and warmth of a home of substance, not from an IKEA discard. Thankful for the reassuring sight of the red and white finger in the air, rather than the finger that says an emphatic no. Once too, now a solitary soldier of safety for those who brave the deep. Safe themselves for those at station. They are the beacon of security for those in peril. They know where sanctuary might be, but not always a bed to see. No less for the horn that shouts when visibility obscures, or the voice that tells them to move on. Point the way, they will say to the mouth, safe inside and protection outside. The light is shelter from a distance as these weary sailors make their way home to the river's mouth, as others make their homes. A safe place tonight, they hope. No let up until tethered, left alone, or leaving for the next days upon the sea.
This is called Childhood's End. It sort of muses on childhood being a safe place. Twinkle, twinkle, shine no more, all the stars are on the floor.
Twinkle, twinkle, wondrous star, how very bright you surely are.
Up above is endless night, not a single point of light.
Surrounded by many a friend, will this vista never end?
Astral bodies in chalk rings, all the angels lost their wings.
Celestial joy to explore, I want to fly, give me more.
Twinkle, twinkle, childhood's end.
Twinkle, twinkle, there's an end.
The family album. Look, here is a silly hat, a toothy smile, a tongue sticking out, bunny ear fingers, a happy child. And here is the beach we played upon, sand castles, waves you can almost hear, sea breezes, yellow windbreaks. Each year we grew, as you can see, my brother, the dog and me. And radiating still, Mum's loving smile, Dad's attentive glance, the background out of focus, the fun in front of us. Further in are Grandma and Grandad, the old brown dog. Runner beans and sweet peas, our young mum balancing on a slippery log. And those cars, chrome bumpers, pop-out winkers, leather seats, white wall tyres, somewhere in the distance, 3 faint spires. And here stands great Grandad, round glasses, a pocket chain, a Jack Russell looking sideways, bunting reflected in a pane. But colourless, well, monochrome, ageless but aged. Now here's one I remember, when Carol and I got engaged. Those trousers, that frilly shirt, that unbelievably short skirt, and the snaps friends took, the big day, our black and white in colour, the family leaning a certain way. And there my mini car, still small, outside a terrace with a red brick wall. I fold the album shut, the yellowed leaves contain so much. We're close in here, we stay in touch. Safe as houses, love is our wealth, We're all together on a bookcase shelf.
The safest places of my mind, the introvertness of the darkness, it calls to me, the solitude of my safe place, a welcoming comfort. A safe place to go when I'm in pain, my mind crazy from the outside world, the noise that consumes me, the people that frighten me. My safe place is quiet. It's filled with peacefulness. My anxiety gone for just a moment. Nothing else compares. No one can touch me here. No one can judge me here. The only place I could be myself without worry or fear. The safest place is my mind, the world of creation, where anything is possible, where I am free from all that harms me. My life is chaotic. People don't understand how I feel. The silent monster that lives inside me, always there, always watching and waiting. My safe place inside my head, filled with love and hope, is the only place I want to be, the only place that is understood.
Safe places. Coventry, a place of peace and reconciliation for all who come here, a safe place to live and learn, welcoming people from across each nation and learning from them all in turn. For nearly 80 years, this city has defied those who challenged its unity, its culture, its trust, and ascended as a phoenix with peace and pride to offer safe refuge from the unjust. In our spaces we follow our interest and passion, and we are safe in the knowledge that we can be who we are. We are safe to express our culture, background, our fashion, whether we are a local or come from afar. Some people judge our city unfairly, as though our concrete structures can define our spirit, our soul. But we have a strong heart and show all that we know. Our place in the world performs a vital role. Now, as Coventry moves through the next 3 years, proud of its heritage, let us demonstrate and show the world they can allay their fears. As a city of culture, we will celebrate. Our peaceful mission will be forever to provide safe places in our city for all in need. Let's shout it loud that Coventry's passion and pride is vital to the world indeed.
All around was bright and cheerful, as if the sun rose amidst the darkness of Paul. I ran across thy light with my heart full of joy, spread my arms all around like a young bird ready to fly. Yes, this is my world full of smiles and shine. It's a feeling truly divine. O my King of the kings, wherever you reside, the place becomes beautiful like a bride. You healed my heart whenever it shattered, lifted me up and hugged me in your arms together. I close my eyes and find myself safe, and thank you for each breath you gave. Lift me up, O my Lord, lift me to your grace where my life will be embraced. There's no other place, no other place.
This is Ruth by Anna Bradley. You don't know this, but your voice, part marble, part bell, is what they come for. Your boys, their friends. They think your voice comes from underneath the deep underbelly of the earth's core, with the quality of every healer that ever lived. East London, estuary. They actually think that your voice is a surge of water hugging the Thames. First there's the hearing, then there's the imagining, that your words say something practical, factual, then that your words are an antidote, that your words are a bandage or a cool drink. You can't do anything about the knives, but you can fix the wounds, deftly and without fuss. On the hottest of summer days, those boys, when you take their coats and get their tea, when you say hello, well, you're not really saying hello, are you? You're not really saying the market is closed today. You're not really asking them how their day was. In conversations, mostly about practical matters, you may not know it, but you offer a refuge. Whatever you say, you might as well have put a blanket round those boys, offered them amnesty. They think it's your house that's a sanctuary, but it's you. You're the safe space. Please can we welcome up next Scott Healy, also known as Danger Mouse.
Light's always trying to get to you. Light strands, warm stretched hands, ready to thaw your heavy cold shoulders. You carry like mountains of brave faces ready to blow. To finally release, scatter like stars exploding, buoyant beacons throwing their insides as far as they can. Running away from the pressure, running rivers of rainbow rays, splitting the lashed hail of dilated teary eyes. Quiet spectral strobe soliloquy, swimming in black, reaching out begging for someone to see their light, shooting near and far to send help. Out of darkness there can be light. This little bit of nothing can burn bright. Let it swallow you whole, refract on the stardust inside of your soul. The light is bounding to soothe you, your healing hand reaching for you. It feels warm because it knows what you've been through.
Now we have a poem by Kelly Bristow, Imagine Peace. Imagine there was no pain, imagine there was no enemy, imagine there was no war, imagine there was no suffering, imagine there was no worry, imagine there was no punishment, imagine there was no money, imagine there was no hell, imagine there was no heaven, imagine there was no conflict, imagine there was no loud quakes, imagine we only had the green earth to nourish us, imagine dancing in the rain, imagine sun rays giving us a wink and a smile, imagine stars with the lights to light the way, imagine the sky touching the mountain peak, imagine the ocean bed where we can walk with our feet. Imagine the world in humanity, lifting us into a warm embrace. Imagine the clouds with the patterns, we make pictures with no need for chalk or ink. Imagine leaves could be plucked for the food we could all eat. Imagine the waterfall that streams over the body, kissing our skin with soft tenderness. Imagine the geyser bursting forth, rising inside as we wake. Imagine the heat of fires in the forest of our village, warming the food we wish to eat. Imagine love was free and given to each person we'd greet. Imagine freedom beyond all we believe and seek. Imagine a world of happy people. Imagine the freedom of what we could be. One love, one song, one world sharing the joys of winter and spring, summer, winter and spring. Imagine the world living in peace. Godiva Vision. Safe places, no war spaces, too much spilled claret in our faces. Mankind allows for too much killing, all the despots too unwilling to give up guns and wealth and power. Death tolls mounting every hour. Life is the gift that keeps on giving. Humanity needs to keep on living. Always conflict, always war. Let's make a stand and say no more. No more knife crime, no more hit and run. The next one dying could be your son. Let's make our city a safer place. Show tolerance to every race. News headlines I'd like most to see. Coventry's the safest place to be.
Break every chain. That's the title of the poem. Brought into the world for a purpose. You and I, we have an assignment. An assignment to impact the world, a positive impact. Borders cannot stop this. Geographical locations cannot stop this. No limits and no boundaries. Challenges come, challenges go. Dream snatchers come, dream snatchers go. No limits and no boundaries. Voices coming in, left, right, and center. You will never amount to anything. You are not good enough. Your English is not good enough. Without me, you are nothing. No limits, no boundaries. Men, women, children, arise and shine. Today is a new day. It is a new dawn. You are woman. It is not a crime. You migrated. It is not a crime. You are of color. It is not a crime. Like a lion, you shall roar, breaking every chain. Chains of past laws, chains of chaos, chains of hopelessness, chains of low self-esteem. Chains broken, let loose and let go. Break every chain.
This is the answer lies within. Grandpa, my voice broke the silence sitting on the garden bench. Sometimes I wonder if the world is safe anymore. There is hatred and crime all around, cries due to cyclones, quakes and floods. Maybe I was safe in my mum's womb, or until I was given a name, or perhaps till I learned to walk on my own, or until I left home. Grandpa smiled and said, "Son, the world is the same as ever. Nothing's changed." I couldn't trust my ears but felt numb. We always have felt happy or sad, he moved on. Feared someone, felt humbled, went mad. We all toil to earn our bread and bow before the master, and why? You still love me, and so do I. Awry things go when you want more or better, and to attain it, don't mind breaking the law. Driving back home, Grandpa's words kept playing in my mind. The simplicity in his thoughts had moved my within. I would be safe, I thought to myself, if I drove so within my lane. Make love galore if I share with others, then cause harm. Nature would take care of me if I vowed to respect her. And why do we dedicate just one day each year to friendship, peace, the environment? Stopping at the lights in the city centre, I could now see only happy faces. People coming from all over the world, busy crossing the road, hanging out with friends, getting off the bus, hopping on, a kid chasing the doves while his granddad looks at him in delight. Everything's so beautiful and cheerful. Suddenly it started to drizzle and the wipers turned on. I smiled at the dirt being washed away. I could see better. A safer me as my car started moving towards home. And next we have a poem by K.J. Stokes that Kate's going to read for us.
This poem is entitled The Something. Somebody somewhere did something for you. It could have meant nothing, and the whole world too. You may not have noticed or thought it pure chance, but there's something they did enriched your circumstance. There is somebody somewhere who inexorably felt driven to do something that made your heart melt. You may never meet them or cross paths on your way, yet the something they did made you smile today. There are somebodies somewhere, wherever you go, who through their kindness help your life flow. It could be a travel pass warmly handed to you while counting your pennies when in the queue. Maybe a stranger's smile on a winter's day which dazzles your heart when life feels grey. Or a snow-cleared path wisely sprinkled with salt which aids your safe passage, free from fault. Yes, somebody somewhere is thoughtful of you, and you are that somebody somewhere too. Part of a rich tapestry inextricably entwined with somebody's somewhere of humankind.
The whole. Hell is above me and heaven below. In this hole they shall not know. That fear that steals my senses behind the darkened barbed wire fences. Here the world is not all slaughter. To grasp a fleeting thought for my daughter. At home in the garden she plays in the sun, far away from the sound of my gun. Soon the captain's whistle shall blow, and over the top again we will go. The whole is heaven in a land of hell, a fleeting garden beneath the shell.
Going to take a break from the poetry, which will be back later at 3. And now Amanda Malcolm is going to read excerpts from her novel, Running from the Sky, all about Coventry Blitz and with more latter-day associations, I believe.
I'm going to read you 3 little extracts from the book. And the first one I'm going to read you is when this little boy, Sammy, who has come from Syria with his parents on a great big aeroplane, he's come from a little village. So he doesn't know an awful lot about places like Coventry and aeroplanes. Their plane landed in a grey-looking English airport on a bleak February morning. When they got off the plane, a man and two ladies greeted them. One of the women looked like Mama, and the man was an imam from the mosque. The other lady looked very strange to Sammy. She was tall and dressed in trousers, with shoes that looked like men's boots. Her short, spiky hair was splashed with colours, purple, green and blue. But strangest of all was the tiny golden ball that seemed to be part of her tongue. Sammy clung to Mama. He was terrified of this being, and he wasn't sure if she was a human or some sort of foreign spirit. The building was packed with people and had long, echoing corridors and floors that moved so you didn't have to walk. It was also confusing, cold, noisy. Why had they come here? Why didn't Papa turn around and take them all back home on a plane? This was not a safe place. Surely by now the bombs would have stopped. They could rebuild their houses. Life could go back to the way it was. And now they were here, they were trapped, caught in the web of the spiky-haired magician who would never let them go home. Sammy hated it. All the noises, the smells, and most especially the people. He clung to Mama. Tight knots of fear and anger sat in his body, making him feel sick. The people tried to talk to him, but he turned his face into Mama's clothes, breathing in the comfort of her smell. For ages, a stream of people questioned Papa and Mama. Sammy had no idea what was happening and remained huddled on Mama's lap. Eventually the imam, the lady like Mama, and the spiky-haired magician took them outside to a car. They got in with the imam, and much to Sammy's relief, the magician waved them goodbye. "Are you okay, Sammy?" asked Mama. "We're going to stay with the imam in his city until we find our way around." She ruffled his hair, stroking his forehead as she had done when he was a baby. It felt nice, but Sammy pulled away. He was angry with Mama for letting this happen. "They're kind people, Sammy. They will help us. Truly, there's no need to be afraid. Soon we will all be in a nice warm house having a good meal that the imam's wife has prepared." This place was like nothing Sammy had ever imagined. There were so many people, cars, huge great lorries that thundered along as fast, wide roads. They turned off this road, driving through streets and streets of houses and shops. Everywhere was so busy, and eventually they pulled up in a street of houses. "Here we are. This is my home, and you are most welcome," the imam said. "Come, come, my family are very happy to meet you." Sammy got out of the car. It was so cold, and where were the fields? Surely the tiny bit of grass in front of the house was not for the chickens or the goats. Maybe they were kept behind the house. There was a horrible smell. This was not like home at all.
"Let me explain," I heard the mother say to her boy, asking questions beyond his age. "We're fighting for freedom, justice and land." "But," replied the boy, "at school we have rules, no fighting. No bullying, no gangs, just shake hands."
I sat there on a padded corner seat, comic in hand, watching as they came in, each signalled by a doorbell overhead. One by one they took the black, high-backed leather swivel chair, and one by one they told their tales within these walls of nicotine, magnolia cream and dark oak timber, of car journeys and wives and miscreants and mistakes and drinking and money and handyman heartache. White-coated everyman offered in turn laughter, sympathy and the solution. All the while, eyes front, busy scissors shaping and shaving before open razor and final inspection. Perfect, they'd all say at the end. Just perfect. The transactions would conclude the same way. Shoulders swept with soft white-haired brush. "Let me help you into this jacket retrieved from the stand." Cash passed over, another pencil mark in the book, and tissue pressed in hand before a conspirational "Something for the weekend, sir?" A mumbled reply, hand shoot into jacket pocket and bell swing door closed, then, given the nod, I would pick up the broom and sweep up the hair from the floor before returning to my seat, and the stage was set again to repeat throughout the afternoon, story after story, life, death, birth, money, happy, sad, just save the politics for the pub and the religion for the church, until the last one had finally gone. A padded board was brought out and placed upon the arms of the swivel seat, and I climbed into a position now adult head height and mirror level. I watched the concentration in the face in the reflection of this as the scissors hypnotically moved and cut, and as the comb went through my hair, I slowly fell to sleep. I woke to the sound of whistling and cash being counted and numbers tallied up from the book on the counter. The sign at the entrance had been turned and open faced inwards. Bolts at the top and the bottom of the door firmly slid home. No one could get in. I was far from teachers and brothers and bullies and the rules that dragged me down. Looking up, I saw in the mirror the gentle smile on the face I knew as well as my own. "It's as close as I could get to Tony Curtis," he said. "It's perfect," I replied. "Just perfect. Thanks, Dad."
They were engineers, working in a developing time of universal aspirations. A lunar expedition, one small step. A race between superpowers of the time, armed strong at all times. But at what cost? The financial cost was one thing, the human cost another. They died in pursuit of the goal, while Soviet advances eclipsed theirs. Perhaps the Soviet advances were complex, but in a simpler way. Docking a craft after it's landed on a landscape other than Earth has to be more difficult, right? The first man tentatively dropped to the foot of the safe place he'd returned to several times before he'd proved it could be done. Fewer words for him in the situation. He was the focus of the event. Would they find sanctuary on that grey surface? He'd have to put them there first and then allow them to leave. Even his first man words perhaps were wrong. One small step for a man, one leap for mankind seems more fitting. The pressure of an unsafe place may have got to him. Bounding almost joyously around in the gravity of the situation, not losing the purpose of their visit, leave only footprints, take only memories, yet they were heavy when they left and returned to a solitary existence for a while. Perhaps a taste of the medicine of those they left behind, worrying whether where they were going was a safe place. The trick about spaceflight is not where they go, it's how you make sure to get them back to a safe place. For a time, though, we knew there was, actually, a man on the moon.
This is by Rachel Burns, who was unable to come today. I think it's probably our furthest competitor, I think. So I think we'll forgive her. This one's called Fountains Abbey. Black monks once broke bread here. This is my body, this is my blood. You taste it warm and metallic. Your children count 1, 2, 3, up to 100, searching the ruins for their father, one pillar at a time. Their feet stomp on tombstones. Spring sunshine streams through high windows. Knitbone grows in the yawn of archways, a herb that once knitted broken bones together. You imagine Abbot Marmaduke standing in the courtyard, the sun's warmth on his back. Spring comes to you like a prayer, the rays cleansing your body of this arthritic curse, your spine an algorithm of joints, bones and spine fusing together. Coming ready or not? Your children squeal and bubble with delight as they find and embrace their father. They hug as if time has escaped them, like seeds of a dandelion clock carried in the breeze. You watch your daughter lifted high onto her father's shoulders, 160 feet above your head, A colony of jackdaws squabble dack 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 in Marmaduke's tower. Soli Dio honor et gloria.
I am not here to tell you that this place shouldn't be closed down or that it is sacrosanct. I know people can read anywhere. I know people can snatch words wherever they want now. It's just that this place smells of my childhood and I want to carry on touching books with cracked plastic covers and corners as soft as feathers. But it isn't cheap to describe this place as a cultural institution. Ideas aren't only appropriate in a theatre or in a gallery or a university. Ideas take place in the near silence where your mind can expand with the backdrop of beats and footfall on carpets. That's where ideas take place. I am not here to tell you that we have lost so much. I know such proclamations are the stuff of NIMBYists, fishwives, old codgers. I know the air is full of digital fizz, excitement, buzz. I know that technology doesn't cancel out paper. I think we have so much to teach each other. Please don't tell me they have no place anymore. Don't tell me there is no room for pilling carpets that fill your lungs with dust, the self-help predictability of something that is the same, day in, day out. There is so much to get away from, you see. It's not only a church or a refuge or a home that is a safe place.
This poem is by Kevin Jackson and it's called Upheld by Storms. There are silences that you can settle into, like those as Riverwalk slips into memory, into myth, watched over by trees, stewards of our root places and silences you can share, home-like, boots kicked off, left to their own amusement by the doormat, never on it. Holy object that doormat, absolves the day's erosions, evening's deceivers, makes everything well again, releases outside in silence in true song, the sort the stones sang before they lumped churches on them, contrived sacred space, ruled between walls. Back come those songs from myth, from memory, upheld by storms, welcome home.
Safe place. My safe place is a green breathing space, a refuge from the pace of the city race. It's a place where the trees lean in the breeze and the whisper of the leaves calm the thoughts that tease my mind, tossed in the seas of doubt and unease. Where the children swing and the laughter rings like the riff of spring, life in everything. Life is sweet off the street as we rest our feet, catch the beat of the lunchtime meet, share a seat with the friends that we greet, tell the tale of our latest feat, warm our bones in the heat. Lie back, lift your eyes to those indigo skies where the starling flies. Feel your spirit rise with the ease of the green where the air is clean. You can stay unseen from the demons that chase you and want to erase you. The tarmac trolls, those media dolls, always on your case, not in this place. My life can enlace, my heart can erase. Here in this space, I open my face to the green grace. This is safe at last. So quiet, so peaceful. I love it in here. A place of my own where I have no fear. Where tears stop running, your heart is kept warm. Every time I'm here, a new feeling is born. I'm safe in your place, you give me the strength. I'm safe in your arms. You fight everything I'm up against. My mother's arms is my safe space. When she holds me tight and tells me it's okay. She is my safe space. She is my four walls. When everything is cold, she's what keeps me warm. My mother's arms where I fall asleep, knowing when I wake everything will be sweet. Almost as sweet as her voice, almost as sweet as her hugs. My safe place is my mother's love.
Today I'm going to be reading my poem that I made called Low, Low, Low. I felt so low before. I felt I was falling far, fast, quicker than ever before. I thought my life was falling around me, slowly, piece by piece, and I couldn't put it back together anymore, like I did before. I was in a black hole. It was dark all around me. I was confused and unsure, but someone pulled me back up when I had fallen over, tugged me out of the darkness of my problems, saved me, became my listening ears, They valued me and cared about me. I was needed. I finally felt like me again. Even on my low weeks, I know on a Thursday I would enter the studio, hit the mic and start the show. Doing what I love best, being me and not caring about anything else. That's Hills FM, my safe space, forever and always in my heart.
Okay, so we'll do the young people's category first. And our runner-up is sadly not here today, and that's Tanya, who is poorly. So we'll give her a round of applause anyway, because she's in the spirit. Again, there was a lot of entries for the young peoples that were of a really good quality. The one we chose, we just felt was sort of a raw talent, and it just came across as really sincere and real. And I am pleased that they're here today. So can we welcome Amy Morley, please?
Will you come up? Do you want to come up? And if anyone, have you got someone with you?
Yeah.
Do we want a photo of Amy?
Okay. We have got a first place, a runner-up and 4 highly commended, because I really can't tell you how many poems of quality that we had. There was a good 20 I wish I'd written myself. So we'll do the highly commended. If you're here, come up. If you're not, we'll just clap anyway, because there's some, like I say, some people, one of our entrants was from Ireland, we've had someone from Durham, so they can't all be here today. So our highly commended were Rachel Burns, Nick Knibb, Anna Bradley and David Copson. Please come in. If you'd like to do some photos. Our runner-up comes from South America, so they're not here either, which is a surprise. And that is Jane Chevros. So we'll give Jane a clap. And the new winner, so handing over Martin's crown for our Positive Images Peace Festival 2018 is Sarah Leversley. Well done.
Shall we have a picture of all of our runners-up and highly commended from both categories, if that's okay, please? So can everyone come back up, and then Sarah will ask you to read again, if you don't mind. Let's give them a massive round of applause.
Circles and sandcastles. My son draws a circle around us with a stick and starts to build. I help him dig, bucket after bucket of sand patted smooth. He won't give up. We must decorate with shells, makeshift his stick and scrap paper into a flag. Turn his scratched line in the sand to a moat, then fill it with water. The silver circle around us glistens like his eyes, bright with sunshine, excitement, then tiredness. The day is long and hot. My back aches from bending over, and his castle's no match for the nearing tide and careless feet. I'm glad when he falls asleep, and I can cradle him to the car before the first turret falls and his trench of play defence gives way to the encroaching waves. As I walk, his body encircled by my arms, he casts another moat around us, invisible but deep, sparkling and completely indestructible.
Thank you for everybody coming today. Thank you to all those people who entered. Congratulations to the winners and runners-up and highly commended today. As Emily said, we'll do it all again next year, and hopefully a few more of you will be inspired to enter. I just want to say one thing, and Sarah may not have tweaked this yet, but the winner is invited as one of the judges for the following year. So I'll give you a year to prepare, is that all right?
Fine.
For no pay, you get nothing, I'm afraid, just the glory. Of course. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. If there's any food or drink left, please carry on and finish it off. I think we'll probably have the booklet ready by about January. It does take us a bit of time to get it designed and put together.